guys, it's Natalie, otherwise known as the Northern Lass, and this week I have decided to vlog myself whilst I am in self-isolation. So last week the government had decided to close down all schools in England, Wales and Scotland from Friday. So this means now I have to do my schoolwork from home. And me and my mum have asthma, so this means we are considered vulnerable for getting coronavirus and possibly dying. So I don't know how long exactly we have to self-isolate for, but apparently the government are sending letters out to 1.5 million people. And apparently if you get one of these letters, you're supposed to self-isolate for around 12 weeks. But luckily so far today we haven't received that letter, so I think we might be safe. So since I am self-isolating, I thought I would show you guys what I would be doing in terms of my schoolwork and how I am coping so far. So normally I would be on week 2 since my school does 2 weeks, and I only have 2 lessons normally, so today I would be doing sociology and English language. So I've decided to do my schoolwork in that order for today, which means I would only be doing 2 hours worth of work. But first I'm going to be tidying up my bedroom because it is quite messy at the minute and I don't really have much space to work with at the moment, so let's just do that. So this is my bedroom now. It is a little bit tidier than when it was earlier and I do have a bit more space to work with, so it will do. Also, my mum got me a new throw for my bedroom. It's this like Sherpa one and it's like quite fluffy on the insides, but my cat's decided to be a little brat and apparently it belongs to her now. Doesn't it, Moles? Yes. Anyway, so now I'm going to be doing an hour worth of sociology work. So I've just finished my schoolwork for today. So for English language, we are focusing on our language investigation, which I think is about 10% of our final grade. I'm not really sure. But we've just had to write down things that we should put in mind when it comes to doing our investigation. So things like being ethical and copying data, things like that. And then for sociology, we are focusing on families at the moment. So we did some activities on the alternatives to the nuclear family, so like same-sex families, things like that. And then we also looked at donor-conceived children. Now, I do have to email this to my sociology teacher, but I like to have print copies on me just so I can remember what we did. Although I only had 2 lessons today, so it should have took me about 2 hours to do my classwork, it actually took me about 3 because I got really confused about the sociology work, but luckily one of my friends helped me out for that. And then for English, it was just copying out stuff from the textbook and making notes, so it wasn't too bad. So it's just gone 9 o'clock and I finished watching the BBC News special on coronavirus, and the Prime Minister has pretty much declared a lockdown. So now you can only go out for exercise once a day and you can only leave the house for food shopping, looking after vulnerable people and travelling to and from work. And apparently if you fail to do so, then the police can get involved. And I think it's going to last for about 3 weeks, although I wasn't really listening properly at that point. To be honest, I think we actually needed to go on lockdown because there's been a lot of selfish people over the weekend who have been going out in mass gatherings to beaches and stuff like that. And there's absolutely no need to do so, because by doing that you're putting other people at risk. So it was needed. Okay guys, so today is Tuesday, and normally I would be doing double media studies, then having a couple of breaks, so I have a free and then a tutorial, and then I would have sociology. So today I will be doing about 3 hours worth of work. Whilst I was doing my media homework, I actually got a text off what appears to be the government, but I'm not sure if it's actually the government itself or if it's from like my doctors or anything. But they basically told me that I have to stay home, so that's fun. So for media studies, we had to do a plan using some of the media language theories for our long TV dramas. So that is The Killing and No Offence. And we are also getting started on our research for our NEAs. So for my NEA, I have to create materials for an online promotional campaign intended to raise awareness of a specific social or political issue. So for me, this will probably be animal testing, because it's something that I'm really interested in and I really want to develop my research on it. I'm not sure if this is for different exam boards or if this is just for AQA, which is the exam board that I'm on for media. But we get to choose one brief from 6 different briefs, and I liked this one the best. So this is what I've done for an hour's worth of research so far. So I just analysed a poster from the Body Shop to stop animal cruelty. I have been finding a hard time trying to find resources, so I've just emailed my teacher for a bit of help. So I'll probably do a little bit more research later on. I haven't managed to do my sociology work yet because we had to copy about 10 pages worth of notes from the textbook. And the textbook that I'm using is quite hard to pick out information because the writing is quite small. So I will probably do that at a later date. So for now, I'm just going to just relax. So today is Wednesday, and normally I would have double English language and media studies. So for English language, I have been writing some terminology onto some flashcards. So at the minute I'm doing lexis and semantics. And later on I'm going to be writing some grammar terminology onto the flashcards as well. And for media studies, I've completed the essay plan, and so I've sent that to my teacher. So I'm just going to carry on doing my research. So today is Thursday, and I am aware that I didn't film very much for yesterday, and I'm really sorry for that. I don't really think there is very much to talk about because I'm in self-isolation, so I pretty much have to stay in the house, except from when I go to see my dad or going to see my great auntie, who is quite vulnerable at the minute, or to also see my animals. And in those circumstances, I don't vlog anything because that's my time to spend with my family and it's something that I want to keep to myself. So again, I apologise, but on Thursdays I have sociology and English language, so that means I am doing 2 hours of work. So I forgot to show you guys what I did for my media studies work. I was finding it hard to find material to annotate for my NEA on animal testing. So I decided to email my media teacher, and she suggested that I broadened out my research. So instead I'm focusing on what we as a Western society would consider beauty and the impact on the beauty industry. So I'm focusing more on the environmental side of things. So yesterday I was taking screenshots of a YouTube video and I was just annotating it, so the media language.
And then I also did some quotations as well and just annotated how they represented the products.
I have done all the English language work for both teachers that I needed to do for this week, so I only need to focus on sociology for today and then media studies again for tomorrow. I didn't quite manage to do all of my sociology work today, so I'm going to be catching up with that tomorrow to make sure I get it done before I go to my dad's for the weekend. But I did manage to do my nails. I've been wanting to do them for a while, but I haven't quite got around to it, so I thought today was a good day. They probably don't look too good because my nails are quite short, and I am trying to not bite them as much, so I thought painting my nails would help the situation. Anyway, I managed to catch up on last week's Gogglebox with my mum because we didn't manage to watch it last week. And it's been quite a good day today, even though I haven't got as much done as I would have liked. I feel quite good. So tomorrow will be my final day of my self-isolation vlogging, and I will give you a review of how I feel like my first week has gone. So it's the end of the week, and I thought it would be time to reflect on how I feel like my first week has been in self-isolation. So at the beginning of the week, I was quite anxious because I have autism, which means that changing routine is something that I find quite difficult to cope with sometimes. And obviously being off school for a long time, we don't know when the government is going to announce that we go back to school. And I can't go to dance like I normally do on a Monday night. So my whole routine's kind of been destroyed in a way. And whilst I am trying to make a new routine through my schoolwork, it's still something I find quite difficult at the minute. But now, because it's the end of the week, I am a bit more relaxed than what I was on Monday. Although I am doubting if I'm able to do this until September. It's all good, the teachers putting on PowerPoints for us and worksheets and things like that. And I am absolutely grateful for all the hard work that my teachers are doing across all 3 of my subjects. However, it's not really helping me. I feel like my teachers are expecting me just to be able to look through those PowerPoints and look through the textbook and understand all the content like that. And I'm afraid that's not going to happen. As someone with autism, I do find it quite hard to process information, especially when we're required to read 10 or so pages out of a textbook, sociology. And there is so much information in those textbooks, it doesn't make sense in my head. I can't tell you how many near meltdowns I've had over all of this, not just because of my change in routine, but also the fact that I'm processing so much information that I'm finding it difficult to break it down. And of course, I could just email my subject teachers for help, but it's just not the same as being sat in a classroom and having the teacher explain it for you. So, in all honesty, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful to my teachers, but I feel like we're being set up to fail. And I think teachers need to appreciate that we Year 12s, we are struggling just as much as the Year 11s and Year 13s. The Year 12s are just as important. So hopefully I'm not the only one who is feeling this way. I apologise for the little rant. It's just something that I kind of need to get off my chest. But anyway, I'm going to end this on a positive note and say thank you for managing to watch through the end of this video despite it probably being super duper boring. And for anybody else who has completed their first week of home learning, I am really proud of you. And hopefully we can share our struggles together, and if anyone needs any help emotionally during this time, I have provided some helplines in the description. So feel free to check those out if you are struggling with anything. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.